video games and movies. With the rare exceptions like Detective Pikachu and Sonic the Hedgehog, they're usually not so good. But what about movies that use games as their hook? That's what we've got here with Mother Gamer. It's a strange and enjoyable 2-hour mix of advertising for the game Arena of Valor and a family drama about the generation gap between mother and son. And it's actually a fun film to watch. Hi, I'm the Arty Dance from Asian Film Fans and welcome to this review of the Thai comedy drama Mother Gamer. Om is a serious gamer, the best in his online clan for the game Arena of Valor. But Om's mother doesn't know anything about his secret life. She thinks he is the perfect student, and he is. He is the student of the year at his school, where she also teaches, and his grades are almost perfect. But when Om asks for her permission to enter a tournament, where if he wins, he will represent Thailand in an international tournament in Korea, she refuses. She doesn't want this to get into the way of his graduation, but doesn't realise that, so far, his gaming hasn't interfered at all. She tries to pull him out of the clan, but the clan leader refuses and demands compensation. Realising that she can't afford the compensation, she instead creates her own esports team, made up of ex-members of Om's clan, with the hope of ensuring her son loses the tournament. After one of the team members is recruited to another team, she's forced to fill the gap, learning the ins and outs of how the game works, and eventually becoming a reliable player. This movie follows the usual Marvel movies story plot, so you can probably fill in the gaps of how this movie plays out. I was a little worried at first that because this was based on an online game that's popular in Southeast Asia amongst teens, I wouldn't be able to enjoy it. But this movie is a little more than that. This is more to do with the mother, Miss Ben, discovering more about who her son is and, by extension, who she is. We see her as this boring, straight-laced helicopter mother who demands her son's studies rather than play. She's a busybody, kind of like Helen Lovejoy from The Simpsons. She needs to know everything. She needs to make sure young people aren't having fun, while at the same time breaking her own ethics just to do it. The movie tries to pitch itself to a late teen audience with the style and graphics used throughout, but the focus on the mother character seems to indicate that the filmmaker tried to pitch this to an older audience as well, trying to bridge the generation gap that's probably never been more obvious than this technological age. On top of the game moments, which I didn't quite understand because I don't know about the game, there are very strong themes and elements in this movie, some obvious, some not so obvious. The obvious ones are the depictions of communism with Om's clan Haya. When we first see the clan, they are in a grey, windowless room, with their coach standing over the top of them from a podium. Behind him is a very propaganda-style portrait on the wall, with everyone in the team too afraid to speak out. Individualism isn't allowed. Even though Om is the best in the team, the coach has no concerns about replacing him. Sounds exactly like communism, right? And just in case you miss it, they also use the raised fist with a hammer as their logo and are coloured in red. Now I wonder who they could be representing. There's also the themes of excessive technology use, the overreactive response to it, and the whole do as I say, not as I do element. For the mother character, it was great how the team was able to exploit her strength to help them. In polar opposite to the team Haya, her team, which she affectionately called Om Gaga, and strangely no one in the team picked up what that was a reference to, praises her individual efforts. She has a strong sense towards math, and being able to recall multiple numbers at once. The team uses this to their advantage to know when they can use attacks and how long their cooldown periods are, as well as those of their competitors. Think of this as the casino equivalent to counting cards, only it's not illegal. Yet. But I have a big issue with the movie, that if was handled differently would have resulted in a completely different film. Whether that would have made for a better film though, that's debatable. My issue is with how Miss Ben reacts to the fact her son is an elite gamer. Her first reaction isn't one of pride, but to immediately want to destroy something that makes him happy. She goes so far as to create an opposing esports team, recruit his ex-teammates, and pushes them to play their best to ensure they beat her son's team without her new team knowing why she's doing this. Then to make it worse, she even considers remortgaging her own house, losing where she and her son will live, just to get him out of gaming. Talk about cutting off your own nose to spite your face. And this left me with a dilemma. On one hand, she's actually a really interesting character, and her growth throughout the movie is enjoyable to watch. It doesn't go far enough, but it's still enjoyable. But on the other hand, she's horrible. And how she treats her son, who's largely forgotten about during the middle part of the movie, can leave a bad taste in your mouth. But I still really enjoyed the film. There are lots here to make you laugh out loud, like the toilet scene on the bus, and you don't need to be a fan of the game to enjoy the film. I'm going to give this a thumbs up. I'd recommend watching it for a bit of fun. If you've seen it, what did you think? Thank you for watching this review. Please don't forget to press the like button and consider subscribing to support our channel.